Are you wondering how to start a fitness blog? Well, if that's the case, then you've come to the right place because today I'm going to be walking you through the entire process from start to end. And I'm actually going to be walking you through a live demo of how you can build your website from scratch. So if you're not sure where to start, or if you're just keen to get the process going, then by the end of this video, if you follow along, you will have your website, your fitness blog and website live on the internet, and you'll be ready to start publishing content. So here is what we're going to be covering today. I'm going to give you a quick introduction to who I am and why I feel like I am the right man for this particular video. Then I'm going to be walking you through the process, and then, as I've previously mentioned, there'll be a live demo of me building this website from scratch, and it's the steps that you will need to take to actually create your website. So first off, who am I? Well, I'm actually a portfolio website owner, meaning I've got various different websites that I am currently managing. I've created these all from scratch, all with the process that I'm going to show you in due course. And these three screenshots are just some of my site successes. So you can see here in 2022 alone, I've acquired over 3.5 million visitors to my websites. Now, one of my websites out of the 10 is in the fitness niche. So I did just want to quickly mention that. I can't share it for privacy reasons. I don't really want to give away exactly what my sub niche is, and I don't want to introduce competition, but I did just want to show you that I am actively doing this. I am a website owner and I am familiar in the fitness niche. So the process itself, let's just quickly walk you through exactly what you need to do, and then we'll turn to the live demo. There will be, in the description below, there will be a chapter called live demo. So if you click that and you just want to go ahead and build your website, then do that now. Otherwise, let's just quickly walk through what you're going to need to do to ensure that your website is a success. First, you need to decide on your niche. So essentially, this is an area of focus for your blog. Of course, you could have a generic fitness blog and you could cover various different topics, but it is good in 2023 and beyond to focus on a particular niche. So this could be a specific fitness area. So as an example, it could be, a running website, or it could be a weightlifting website, or even more specifically, a bodybuilding website. It could be a cycling website, a swimming website, something like HIIT, so a specific type of cardio. You get the idea. It's really, really good idea to focus on a particular niche, or at least go through each niche one by one and just cover these topics. That way you're going to have some topical authority, and Google and the other search engines are going to understand exactly who you are, what you do. They'll see you as an authority in the space, and they'll be more likely to rank your content. So that's the first thing you need to do. Then you need to choose a domain. So once you've got an idea of where you want to take your website, this is when your domain will come into play. You will need to register this, and do bear in mind that not all of them will be available. You might have to spend some time searching until you find one. But this essentially gives you a name on the internet. It's what your visitors will type into the search bar if they're going to your website directly. It's also how it will appear in the search engines. So back to our niches. The examples could be something like runningrebel.com or cyclingcentral.com. Now, of course, again, these might not be available, but they are just an idea of what you can do. The best domains, in my opinion, are quite short. They're brandable, they're memorable. They include the niche so that people understand exactly what your website's all about. And personally, I like a .com domain. It's great for getting kind of international traffic. You can go for another extension as well, but .coms do tend to be the best. They are considered the premium and now really the hardest to find for that reason. So you might want to extend out, but just bear that in mind. Your domain is very, very crucial. Don't get stuck on it. You want to get started. It does matter and it doesn't at the same time. So as long as it's kind of niche relevant, then go ahead and just get started. That's the aim of the game here. Then you need to get hosting. So hosting is essentially how your website is produced or made available online. And hosting is so crucial. I can't overemphasize how crucial it is. It's so important for your website speed, which has massive implications on your user experience, your SEO. For instance, Google and the other search engines won't rank a slow website in 2023 and beyond. So you want a very, very quick website, and that is all primarily based on the host. And you also want to minimize downtime. So you want to choose a host where you can trust and rely on them. You don't want your website to not be available when you have traffic spikes or people come to your website in general. If it is down, then consider that you will be losing sales, you'll be, your audience will leave, they'll never come back, it's a bad user experience, etc. Now, if you're looking for a particular hosting recommendation, if you click the link in the description below, it will take you over to my recommendation. It is WPX. I use this on all of my websites. I used to use the cheaper hosts, and I found that my websites were constantly down. My traffic, I never really took off in terms of, they never really built up a good traffic amount. And I had so many issues. I kept raising support tickets, and everything was just so kind of slow and laborious. Websites were never really a success. And I got to the point where I decided to invest in WPX. And since moving all my websites over, you get free migrations to do so. My websites have gone from strength to strength. And the best part is WPX offer 24/7 live technical support. We'll be seeing that in the live demo. So if you have any questions at any point, they will step in and help you. They can take it on as long as you provide the information and talk to them, then they will cover it for you. So do consider that. It's very, very important. A lot of the cheaper hosts, you'll just have to create support tickets, and you'll be lucky if they get back to you in a day or two. And speed is the name of the game, so you don't want to be sitting waiting on a broken website. I also love WPX because it is incredibly fast, as we will see in the live demo. It's so easy to set up. Again, you'll see that in the live demo. If you get a plan with WPX, you can create multiple sites, not just one, which is also very, very crucial. You can create a various different portfolio of fitness websites, as an example, on this multi-site plan. And best of all, they back up your site on a daily basis. They'll fix your site if it's broken for free, and you can get that done very, very quickly. A lot of the cheaper hosts don't do that. And also, they're just monitoring your site for malware, and there's also other protective systems in place to ensure you don't get hacked. So that's hosting. Then you'll need to choose a theme. Now, a theme is so crucial for the layout and the branding of your website. It also has an impact on site speed. Again, that has an impact on SEO. I personally use GeneratePress. Again, I'll drop a link in the description below for GeneratePress. GeneratePress has a free and paid version. I use the paid version so that I can get the done for you sites, which essentially mean you can install a pre-created website, and you just all you need to do from there is just change the branding and kind of update it to reflect your brand. So that's really, really useful. Otherwise, you can use the free version. Either way, it's very, very good. It's one of the most widely used and recommended themes from WordPress themselves. So I would check that out. But we will be looking at themes shortly. From there, you just need to build, once everything's in place, you just need to build out your blog. So that'll be things like creating the core pages, about us, contact us, privacy policy, and I'll walk you through that shortly. And then finally, it is about publishing content, which is, of course, if you're creating a blog, the name of the game. So this will be, the ideal here will be creating content in your particular niche. So if it's fitness, it may be on one of those sub niches I mentioned, like running, weightlifting. You want to publish a lot of content. You want to make sure that you're publishing regularly to ensure that you create enough content and are found in the search engines, and so that the search engines understand who you are and what you do. So with all of this now in place, let us just quickly run through the live demo where you can follow along step by step of me building a website from scratch using WPX, and then we'll turn to the second half in terms of building out your blog and installing a theme and publishing content. So once you click the link in the description, it's going to take you over to WPX, and you're going to be greeted with this screen here. So all you need to do is click View Plans, and it's going to show you this screen. Now, there is the ability to pay for your plan on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. Now, if you opt for yearly, you're going to get some savings, particularly 2 months of hosting free. So I would really recommend that, particularly if you're serious about your beauty blog. Otherwise, you can pay for it monthly, and that's what we're going to be doing in this video here today. Also, you've got different plans and options available. We're going to go for the business, and that should suffice if you're looking to just build a beauty blog. In fact, you can have up to 5 websites, so you could actually create another 4 more if you wanted, and you get so much here that's more than enough to support these 5 websites and really make sure they're really, really good performance. But if you did want to build a portfolio, then that's where you'd opt for one of these, and you can upgrade at any time. So let's move ahead with the business plan. That's what I would recommend. Now, at this point, you have the ability to connect a domain if you already own it, or you can register a new one. So what I did here is we're going to register a new domain. That's, if you're on this video, chances are you are going to need to do that as well. So click the second tab and then search for your domain name. So I'm putting in the name of my YouTube channel here. That's what we're going to build. But this is where you would enter things like skincarecentral.com as an example, or the various other ones that you may have in mind. Now you might need to run a few different searches here. Your domain may not be available and you may need to use a different extension. I would recommend .com, as I've been saying throughout this video, because that's going to give you the most benefit in terms of SEO and just website traffic and visitors understanding you. But you could use any of these other as well, and it may be that you get a domain name that you want with a different extension, so do bear that in mind. But once you've chosen it, click search, or once you've entered it I should say, and it will say whether it's available or not. And as you can just see here, this pop-up, this is why I love WPX. Hi, can I help you set things up? So I could talk to Daniel straight away, the support agent, and we could get him to help us build your website, get everything set up from a technical perspective, and they'll do it for you. That's absolutely brilliant. You don't get that with many hosts. So I just thought I'd mention that because that's just popped up, and that will happen when you head over to WPX as well. So if you wanted to do that, you could always do that. But I'm going to show you how to do it myself, so I've just minimized that. So we've got this selected. I'm going to press continue. And at this stage, all you need to do is select your hosting location. Now, it doesn't actually matter that much, but what I tend to do is pick the one where you're looking to get the most of your audience from. So for the most part, I would select USA, as you're more likely to get US traffic. The only exception would be if you're looking to target visitors in different locations, such as Europe or Australia. But as I say, for the most part, just select USA. You can change this, and one of the benefits of WPX is it will alternate between the data centers depending on where your traffic's coming from anyway. So it's actually not that important. So at this point, I'm actually going to just quickly sign up, and I'm going to obviously blank my screen. Actually, I'm going to stop recording the video and then we'll come back once I've done this, just to protect my financial information. So I hit checkout, and as you can see, it's taken us to this screen saying that I have an unpaid invoice. So all we need to do basically is pay for that invoice, and that will activate our plan. Now, what you need to do to pay for your invoice is just head over to your email, the one that you used during sign up, and you will notice that you'll have an invoice that's been created, and it will come directly from WPX. The first email will just talk about the order, what you're looking to, what you've put through, and the second one will be the invoice itself. And all you need to do is, if you follow the link, you can pay the invoice directly in WPX. So we'll click that, and you'll see it takes us to this screen here. Now you'll see the status is unpaid, and you basically just click on the invoice, and it's going to show you the invoice, exactly what you've got. Now at this point, you just pay via the payment option, credit card or PayPal. I'm going to do PayPal. I'm just going to pause this video while I do that. Once paid, you will also receive an email from WPX mentioning that you've paid your invoice. You can check in your client area all the invoices that you've had and what have been paid. But if we go back to our client area, so by the way, to sign into your client area, you use the email address that you provided during sign up. You can always access your hosting account from there. You need to wait for the status to become active, and you will get another email from WPX when you're ready to start building a website. It happens within minutes. It's literally 2 minutes since we signed up. So we'll get the first email saying that your account has been activated, and you'll get a second one mentioning that your domain has been registered. So you now own that domain and you're ready to get started. So you head back into the client area, and you can see it's active, and we can manage our service. So we can start building our website. Now, if you hover over My Services at the top and click WordPress Hosting, then click Manage Service. Now, what we need to do is click Manage Websites, and you'll see our domain name listed. Next, you need to click Manage WP. Again, if you've got any questions at any point, you can always talk to support, and they will walk you through it or do it for you as well, which is also fantastic. So we need to wait for this to load. It takes a couple of minutes usually. and then it will come up with this message. So it seems you don't have any existing WordPress installations under this domain. You can go ahead and install WordPress by clicking on the link below. So literally click this, and at this point you just want to enter the following information. So using database, leave that as is. Your admin email will be the email address that you want associated with your WordPress installation. So I like to do this as the email that I signed up with WPX. Your username, then that's what you're going to use to log into your website. So you want to do this as something quite memorable, and you may even want to do it as something a little bit obscure so that nobody can kind of try and log into your website. So I'm actually going to blur this when it comes to showing this part. Yeah, I've just added an admin username. This is the password to get into your website. Obviously needs to be very memorable, and that, yeah, you need this to be, you don't want to forget this because it will essentially mean you get locked out of your website. And as you can see here, for some reason mine don't match. I must have put those in wrong. So let me just try doing that again. So there we go, they've matched, or you could generate one as well. Now you have a couple of options. You can install this Total Cache plugin for better performance. We might as well. And then all you need to do is click Install WordPress. And again, you'll get this little loading icon. And you essentially are waiting for WPX to build your website. And it's from here that we can start logging in to the back end of our website and start building it out. So we're actually nearing the end of the demo, which is fantastic. Now, once that process finishes, you will be greeted with this message. And it basically says that WordPress has been installed on your domain and your entire hosting plan has been set up. So just close this off. Now we're ready to log in to our WordPress website. So to do that, you just click on the domain name and it's going to open in a new tab, and it's going to actually take you to your website that we've just created. And as you'll see here, it's completely blank and it's just got the default theme on here. So what we just need to do is, if we put -wp admin, so you can see this here is what I've put in here, and press enter. We then need to enter the login credentials that we set up during our installation. So I'm just going to enter those now. And this has logged us into the back end of our new website. So it is from here that we will customize our website and we'll build it out. And that is where essentially we're going to do all our customizations, add our content, etc. The final thing we need to do in WPX itself is, as you can see here, the SSL hasn't been set up. So we are not on the secure version of the website. You might have noticed that at the top. So to do that, just simply log back into WPX, into your admin area, and where we went to manage websites before, we just need to click on this SSL and click Install Free Certificate. Click Install and press Yes. And you'll get this notification in the top right when it's been installed, and you'll also see the padlock next to the website. And if we go back to our website, and I'm going to hit refresh. Now, one thing we need to do to confirm the SSL is I'm going to press add new to the plugins in the plugin section, and I'm going to add a plugin called Really Simple SSL. We're going to install this and we're going to activate it. And here, let's just press activate SSL. And what it will do is it will ask you to log in again, because it kicks you out to make sure that you're logging into the new SSL secure version. So Here you just want to run through these remaining tasks. This one we want to click fix, and we want to do select 301 HTA access redirect, hit save and continue. Settings saved. Now if we visit our website, so that should be set up. If I can spell it correctly, I'll put our domain in the top and you'll notice the padlock. So we are on the secure version of our website. Here you just want to run through these remaining tasks. This one we want to click fix, and we want to do select 301 HTA access redirect, hit save and continue. Settings saved. Now if we visit our website, so that should be set up. If I can spell it correctly, I'll put our domain in the top and you'll notice the padlock. So we are on the secure version of our website. So if you've made it this far, then congratulations, you have a fitness blog online. And now really all you need to do is just build out your website. You need to customize it and you need to add all of the important pages and publish the content. So what I'm going to quickly show you is just the various different components of WordPress and how you can use it. There is plenty of online tutorials on how you can do this, and they're all different process steps, so you may want to research this further, but I will quickly just run you through the basics. So firstly, you can add a theme. So I've already mentioned so far in this video how I use GeneratePress. To see all the different themes that are available, you just hover over Appearance and then you select Themes. We have the 2023 theme installed by default, and there's a couple of others on here, but these are just the ones that WordPress provide you with for new websites. To add a new theme, you just click Add Theme there, and then from here you'll see there's a library of over 5,500 available, and you can use any one of these. These are all free themes. There's also a lot of premium themes that you can purchase elsewhere. But I'm a keen advocate of GeneratePress, and to install the free version, you can just scroll down. You could search it up here if you wanted, but because it's one of the most widely used WordPress websites, you can just scroll down and then click Install. It's featured on the popular list because it's so good and so widely used. So if I click Activate now, then GeneratePress will become our active theme. So if I visit my site, we can see that it has been kind of applied, and from here we can customize the theme further. So this is where we would start changing the branding. So as an example, the site identity, we could go ahead and update this here. For instance, if you went with cyclingcentral.com, that's where you could add this. You could just put Cycling Central, that's the name of your site. You can add a tagline if you wanted. You could add a logo as well. Also, you can change the layout of your website, whether you have a container, the width of the container and how the container generally appears. You can change the header, you can change the primary navigation, the sidebars and the footer. You can also change all of the colors on your website, the various different elements. So you could change just this, you could change all of it. You do all of that through the colors tab. Then you have typography. That's where you change the font, which there's plenty of different options. So you can do that in your own time. General is just, a little bit of technical changes. And then you've got things like menus, widgets, etc. So you can change everything from there. So that's a very, very quick overview of kind of customizing your site. If you go for the done for you option, then you can import, and this is with GeneratePress, you can import one of the different website themes. So if I quickly just show you the site library. So as I say, if you get the premium, let's click on blog, then you could install any one of these and have this kind of applied to your website in a couple of clicks. So the benefit there is, all you would need to do is simply just customize some of it further. So for instance, you'd change the logo, or and you'd change the images and the posts, etc. For fitness, I'm trying to think of ones look great. Most of them look great. I'm trying to think of the one that most applies to fitness. This one actually is pretty good. Mellow. If I just hover over this is one you could kind of install straight away. It looks kind of fantastic, clean. It loads quickly, and you could really build a great fitness website using this theme. I don't want to go any further on themes, but what I want to quickly show you is how you can add the important pages and start publishing content. Pages, this is where you should add your contact us, about us, privacy policy, disclosure, those kind of pages. All you need to do is kind of hover over this, click add new, and then you can start building these out. You just add a title and you can just add your content here. On the right hand side, you can change the URL, you can change who the author is, and just some of the different options like the layout as well. To publish content, you pretty much do the same thing. You click posts, you can click add new. All posts showed you all of those that are in draft or have been published. I've done a whole page here, a post I should say, which we can use to show you how quick WPX is. So if I go Google Page Speed Insights, this is a little bit beyond the scope of this video, but I did just want to show you how quickly my website loads by using WPX. We'll leave that running in the background, but this is where you have your posts. Click add new when you want to publish a new one. You add your title, you edit the content here. You could type it in here, or you could type it in Word or Grammarly or another application. You can then change all of the different aspects of the post, including the URL, the category it falls within. So if you're doing particular sub niches, if you're doing running and then you're doing something like marathon running, that could be a category as an example. You add your featured image and you can change everything there. So that's how you add new content. And the last thing I just want to quickly recommend are plugins. So plugins basically add extra functionality to your website. By default, you won't have many installed, but I would recommend installing some of the key ones, such as, an SEO plugin like Rank Math or Yoast. So you can find those in here. But yeah, consider plugins as a means of adding extra functionality to your site. If you're stuck for which ones to include or not sure what's possible, you can go to the featured, the popular at the top, and just have a read through some of these, click more details. Other options are going to Google and search, best plugins for WordPress. So that's essentially how to build out your website. It's just about publishing content from here on in and ranking in the search engine. So I hope this video was useful. Actually, that's still running. We'll leave that. I mean, it's gonna show us 100%. Trust me. But I hope this video was useful. If it was, please do hit the like button. That tells me I should continue publishing content like this, and do consider subscribing to my channel, particularly if you are building. Oh, there you go, 100 page speed. Look at that. And it's for mobile and desktop. But yeah, if you, as I was saying, if you are keen on building a website and taking it to the next level in terms of traffic, earnings, etc., then do subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out the playlists and come back and look at my content to get where you need to go. So all that said, I hope you have an excellent day.